Maylin Lee is an overachiever who had just turned 13 and considers herself perfect. Having mastered her classes as an A+ student, garnered a close clique of like-minded friends consisting of cool-headed Miriam, deadpan Priya, and intense Abby, and is devoted to her family temple which honors her ancestor Sun Yi, an animal lover. According to Abby, May and her friends are obsessed with the latest boy band 4 Town, who will be performing in Toronto on May 18th. The girls pass by a convenience store on their way home from school and spy on the 17-year-old clerk, Devin. While May's friends find him attractive, May downplays it and passes up an opportunity to go karaoke with her friends in order to return home and assist her mother, Ming, in cleaning the temple. Her friends are sympathetic, but suspect her of being brainwashed. May arrives at the temple and chats with the locals before meeting Ming and her more laid-back father Jean. Ming has high expectations of May and, despite her love for her, places a lot of pressure on her. They open the temple to visitors, and May returns to her studies. While doing her homework, May begins to daydream about Devin and draws pictures of him, becoming romantically obsessed with him. She creates a variety of romantic images of herself and Devin. When Ming comes in to check on her, she tries to hide her journal, but when she finds it, her mother overreacts and assumes Devin was trying to attract her. She drives her to the convenience store to confront Devin, telling him to stay away from Ming while waving her drawings to him, attracting the attention of onlookers, including May's bully classmate Tyler. May hides her feelings from her mother, despite the fact that she is angry and humiliated. Her father prepares dinner for them when they arrive home, and she and her mother watch television together. When her favorite boy band's commercial airs on TV, her mother mocks them and calls them weird, forcing May to hide her feelings for the band from her mother. Later that night, May has a nightmare about red pandas and wakes up to find herself transformed into a giant one. She hides in the bathroom from her parents, refusing to let them in. Ming, who misinterprets her exclamations as the result of menstruation, offers her pads. Ming is distracted long enough for May to return to her room, where she discovers that when she calms down, she returns to normal, despite the fact that her once raven black hair has now turned a bright orange-red, forcing her to wear a red beanie. Ming drops May off at school and reunites her with her friends, who inform her that Tyler has spread the incident at the convenience store throughout the school. Despite her rage, May struggles to conceal the panda. Miriam becomes concerned for May in math class and mentions that her mother is outside spying on them. As all of the students and Mr. Kieslowski, the math teacher, watch the chaos unfold, Ming gets into a fight with the school's security guard. May finally transforms into a red panda when Ming reveals that she came to drop off some pads. Ming notices what has happened to her daughter, and May flees before anyone else notices. May destroys the streets while running, but she also discovers that her reflexes are slightly heightened. Ming attempts to console her when she returns to her room in tears, only for Jean to enter and accidentally blurt out "It's happened already," forcing Ming and Jean to reveal their family history. Her ancestors are mentioned in the history. When Sun Yi's, one of May's ancestors, husband was called to fight in a war, she begged the gods to grant her the ability to protect her daughters. She was granted the ability to transform into a giant red panda under a red moon and successfully protected her home. She has since passed this ability down to her daughters, and it has become a part of their history. May is disappointed, but Ming reveals that there is a solution. They will perform a ritual to encase the power of the panda, which for Ming is a medallion she wears around her neck, under the next red moon, which will be May 25th. She warns her not to transform because the more she transforms, the more difficult it will be to encase the power. May hides in her room the next day, attempting to control her powers, when she hears her friends outside her window. She inadvertently reveals herself to them and draws them into her room while attempting to keep them quiet. Her friends, while surprised, find her new appearance amusing. May loses all hope when she learns that 4 Town will arrive before the ceremony, until her friends break into an impromptu a cappella rendition of Nobody Like You. May returns to normal after realizing that her friends love her no matter what, and discovers that she is capable of controlling her transformations regardless of her emotional state. She thanks them and challenges her parents to put her emotions to the test. Ming and Jean are impressed, but when May asks to see 4 Town in concert, only Ming says yes. Ming receives a call from her mother, Wu, who saw May's rampage on the news and has decided to come over to check on her, much to her chagrin. During dodgeball practice at school, all 4 girls reveal that they were unable to persuade their parents to buy them tickets because they were too expensive. When Tyler starts mocking May after they discover Ming is spying on them, May becomes enraged and throws the ball so hard that it breaks a window. May's friends take her to the bathroom, where she complains about her mother's constant pressure to be perfect little May and how she wishes she could be free. Abby convinces May to transform again while they are trying to figure out how to get the money for the tickets. Stacy and her friends break into the bathroom and catch May in her red panda form. Stacy, who has seen her before, is instead taken with her adorable appearance. The girls then devise a plan to use May's red panda form to extort money from their classmates in order to obtain the funds required to purchase tickets. May keeps her personal appearances as the red panda a secret from her parents by pretending to attend a mathlete's practice. While making more red panda merchandise, Tyler approaches May privately and offers her $200 to attend his birthday party, the exact amount required for all 4 girls to get into the concert, and she reluctantly agrees. May is about to leave for Tyler's house when her grandmother Wu and aunties arrive, preventing her from leaving the party. May then tries to escape through the window, but is stopped by Grandma Wu, who warns her about the dangers of the red panda and implies that the scar over her eye was caused by Ming when she transformed. May eventually escapes, but she destroys a photograph of herself and her mother. May finally arrives at the party, dressed in a cheap red panda suit, and confesses to her friends that she is terrified of transforming again after what she has just learned. May finally gives in and transforms after realizing she would be disappointing her friends, ensuring Tyler's party is a success. Back at home, Ming enters May's bedroom and notices the smashed photo, as well as the red panda merchandise and her escape. While relaxing with her friends, she overhears on the radio that 4 Town will be in Toronto on May 25th, the same day as the Red Moon. Abby had misread the schedule and thought they'd be in Toledo on May 18th. May is upset by the news, and she transforms. When Tyler yells angrily at her to come down and give the other kids rides, May attacks him just as Ming arrives to witness the incident. Tyler's parents chastise May for attacking their son and send all the kids home. Ming accuses May's friends of influencing her, but May is too scared to defend them when they try to explain themselves. Ming leaves her digital pet behind as she drives May home. She goes back to her room, sad and dejected. Jean discovers a camcorder that May was using to film videos with her friends while transforming into a panda while cleaning out the basement. He approaches her and tells her that he only saw Ming transform once, during an argument with her mother. The reason was because Wu disapproved of him, which is why Ming gave Wu her scar. He advises her to accept herself as she is. On May 25th, Miriam, Priya, and Abby attend the concert alone, while May remains at home with her family to perform the ritual with their neighbor Mr. Gao, who appears to be a shaman on the side. As May's soul travels to a spiritual realm, she encounters Sun Yi, who holds a mirror into which she must enter to remove the power. However, as she goes through it, she starts to reflect on how much being a red panda has changed her life and refuses to be cured. May happily bounces away to the concert in her red panda form after the ritual fails. Ming, enraged by her daughter's actions and the destruction of her medallion, begins to transform into a red panda. May arrives at the concert and rejoins her friends, who are still angry with her. May, on the other hand, notices Miriam keeping an eye on her digital pet and they reconcile. Tyler appears, revealing himself to be a 4 Town fan, and the girls embrace him into their friend circle, leaving him embarrassed. 4 Town appears, being everything their friends wanted them to be, but the concert is abruptly interrupted by Ming, who has grown to kaiju size in her panda form, demanding to know where May is. Ming grabs May and chastises her for disobeying her and being rebellious as everyone flees the concert. May admits that she likes herself and claims that her friends were never to blame for her decisions, infuriating her even more. May, on the other hand, accidentally knocks Ming out during the fight. May's family and Mr. Gao arrive to finish the ritual before the red moon disappears, and they take off their medallions and pendants to transform into red pandas and chant while assisting May in bringing her mother into the ritual circle. As a bright light envelopes them, May's friends summon 4 Town to empower May and the ritual. May finds herself in the spirit realm once more, this time with a teenaged Ming who is sad and terrified of harming her mother. May assures her that everything will be fine because, no matter how frightening it is, things will get better. Ming reverts to adult form as she reconciles with Wu and the aunties in Sun Yi's mirror, removing their transformation powers. Mei informs Ming that she will not be removing her powers because she has accepted herself for who she is. Despite Ming's reservations, she is confident enough to know what Mei is up to. Following the destruction of the Sky Dome, Mei's situation has improved, as she now has a better understanding of her abilities and balances her temple duties with her social life. More people are visiting the temple to see Mei in her red panda transformation, with merchandise proceeds benefiting the Sky Dome's reconstruction. Ming is still worried about her daughter, but she respects her more as she goes out with her friends. Mei is looking for Jean, who is down in the basement listening to 4 Town and embracing the memorabilia in a post-credits scene.